Hey, what's up, guys? The big question that I get asked is, what do I do for my job to be able to afford my M3's or my BMWs?
We ain't gonna have to find that
So, I'll just kind of break it down. This is the fourth time I'm doing this video because it just keeps running over so long because I have so much to talk about with my job. I just want to make this really quick. And I'll say it as quick as possible. My job title is Molecular Diffusion Engineer. I'm a field service engineer for a company called TEL, Tokyo Electron Limited. I'm a contractor for this company back here called Global Foundries. So what we do is we make one part of machine. My company makes many machines, but we make a machine that makes a part of a chip or a computer processor or whatever that's out of raw silicon. You hear about Silicon Valley? This is it right here. This is one company that does silicon wafer processing. We make the Apple, the A10 chips. We make all the AMD Radeon stuff. We make a bunch of other, whatever stuff, There's no names on it, just little lot numbers, lot IDs. We don't know what we're making. And being a molecular diffusion engineer really entitles 6 things, and I'll try to cover those really quick. Robotics. I'm responsible for the 4 robots that are inside the machine. Anything that goes wrong with them, service and maintenance, leveling, anything else like that, I have to deal with it. If the robot starts going crazy, Mike, go in there, figure it out. All right. The next one is chemical engineering. We deal with some really nasty chemicals where I have to wear a full face respirator with airline, go into 2 big huge tanks, and walk around inside this bunny suit. I'm all covered up, safety glasses, gloves, everything else. Nasty crap. Nitric acid, citric acid, hydrofluoric acid, dichlorosilane, silane, phosphine, chemicals that I can't even pronounce, chemicals that we don't even know what long-term effects are because it's only done in this industry. All right, and it's extremely dangerous. We have a lot of safeguards in place to make sure that nothing happens to us, but that doesn't mean that people don't get stupid and bypass the safeguards. Next one is electrical engineering. We deal with 480, 208, and 110 AC volt systems. Then we deal with 24 volt, 15 volt, 12 volt, and 5 volt DC systems. We have a bunch of computer systems and subsystems and cards and sensors and everything else that have to talk to each other, interlocks and everything else to kind of, like I said, protect you if anything happens. All these things need to work together in order for the machine to work. All right. The next one is going to be, next one's going to be mechanical engineering. And that's pretty self-explanatory. Anything that moves in there, whether it be pneumatics, whether it be hydraulics, whether it be encoder driven, motor driven, anything like that, I have to deal with. And sometimes stuff just goes a little crazy, and I'm responsible for making sure all the mechanics inside the machine work properly. If anything goes wrong, the machine sends an alarm or a sensor status to you, and it tells you, hey, there's something wrong. We think it's roughly here. Go and fix it. Sometimes it says robot or motor encoder front back misaligned, whatever. Who knows? It gives some little code or whatever, and you got to go figure it out. That just, it's one of the things that takes years and years of practice to try to learn. All right, and then another thing that we do is temperature. We deal with extreme temperatures here. We're not talking, 50 degrees like outside or 100 degrees like outside. We deal with minimum 100 degree C. All right, the top one that we do, which we have a ton of, are 1100 degrees C. That's approximately 2400 degrees Fahrenheit. The type of materials that we use to handle that type of heat is quartz. We don't use glass because quartz has a sag temperature. So if you were to put a quartz rod and sag, it sags at 1300 degrees C. So we use it at 1100 degrees. So sometimes we see what we call boats, and they start bowing and they start sagging after so many runs of use and stuff like that. All right. And, they'll tell me, hey, Mike, we need you to go replace a part that's inside the machine. And the lowest I can bring it to is 250 degrees C, which is roughly 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And I have to stick my arm inside the machine and fix it. Some dangerous shit. Yes, you can get burnt. Yes, you will get burnt. You just try to be as cautious as possible and try to be as safe as possible. Next thing that we do is pressure. Vacuum pressure, and not your Dyson vacuum cleaner at home. We're talking about the vacuum of space, all right, and the vacuum of the depths of the ocean. The reason why we use vacuum is because when we inject the gas in there, it creates a uniform element, and then it spreads uniformly across the whole inside of the machine. That's the reason why we use it. That's why I always laugh when I see these people talk about flat Earth theory, because that's not true, because we know that elements turn into a ball, into a sphere, okay, inside the tube when it's being pressurized, and that's the reason why we use it. And if anything goes wrong, that reactor, vertical reactor, can implode, not explode, implode. And just something that you don't want to do. You hear it in the industry. One guy, was really close to retirement, and he did that, and they fired him. Now, hopefully they fired him with some sort of severance package, but, because he worked for a company for close to 30 years or something. But, he just made a rookie mistake at the very end, and, and it happens. So, those are really the 6 main things. I deal with a couple other things. I do a lot of analyzing. I do a lot of particle maps. I do a lot of this, a lot of BS stuff. But the majority of my job pretty much is waiting for something to break. And what I do is I sit behind a computer and I wait for something to break inside my little cubicle all night long. Sounds boring, kind of is a little boring sometimes, but it's really a cool job, really tight-knit, and I can work for some of the biggest industries out there in the world, and it's very rewarding. Let's just say that. They pay me really, really good money to do what I do. And, it's not for the faint of heart, I try to restrict some of the things that, from telling my wife, because it's some really dangerous stuff, and I don't want her to be worried, because some wives will kind of freak out, when they hear about, hey, you got a respirator on and you're going to attack some gas that you've never seen before, never heard of before, and we don't even have the correct stipulations on what's safe and what's not safe. We just hope that we've done everything right, because that type of gas, that if we crack the line, it gets exposed to air, it blows up. And they've done testing on it, and they know that's what the chemical does, and it will kill you. If you're obviously hit by an exhaust line or something like that, like this, that's all stainless steel, and it blows up in your face, and you get hit on the head, and it kills you. So we have to be extremely cautious. If anybody's really, really interested, any of you engineers out there, I know a few of you guys have said that you're in engineering school. If you're really interested, about the job and about the industry, feel free to email me. I'll put my email on the bottom, and I could kind of lead you in the right direction if that's where you're going. We have a lot of engineering students here, a lot. Everybody is from out of school, whether it's robotic engineering, chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering. They're all here. The brightest minds in the world are in this facility, along with things like Intel and whatever. I have a really good friend who is like an R&D type guy. He does exactly what I do, but he does it for their R&D stuff at Intel. It's really, really cool, and it's a really rewarding industry, as I said before. So all right, guys. Because I'm trying to keep my vlog today as low as possible, as short as possible. I'd like to go into the education that you need for this, and maybe I'll do that on another video if you guys are interested. Let me know if you're interested in hearing about that, because it is important, and I can show you a little loophole that I've done and how to get a job like this making. I'll just tell you what I made. I made $131,000 last year. I made $16,000 just in bonuses alone. These are the type of jobs that you can get and I want to be able to help out. That's the reason why I do these vlogs. You know, kidding aside, you know, about, do girls, go for guys with BMWs and bullshit like that, you know, or BMW guy. Those are all my stupid comical vlogs. I really don't give two shits about them. These are the important vlogs. I really want to help out new kids, because see, my subscriber base is majority 25 to 35 years old, and if you're out there and you're doing engineering, you really don't have a direction to where you want to go, I could probably try to help you, because I was lost too. I had no direction, and one of my friends led me into where I'm doing. Been doing it for 17 years. Very, very happy and content with my career. Not a job, it's a career. All right, guys, so, leave the comments, let me know what you think. If you want me to do a schooling video and how I landed the jobs and how I got to the pay that I got, I can do that. Not a problem, man. I got no problems trying to help out anybody who wants some help, who wants some direction to really see how people are doing it. A lot of people think it's taboo about people's pay. I don't give a shit, because I want to tell you how much money I make, so you have something to look for too, and to know it's not impossible for anybody. All right, guys, that's my vlog for today. Thanks for watching. I know it runs a little long, me, blah, 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 blah. It's not very exciting, but a lot of you asked for it, so here it is. So enjoy, and until next time, guys, see you later.
We ain't gonna have to find these, gonna get